we are banning the entry of foreign nationals into Canada that have traveled through Southern Africa in the last 14 days. Southern Africa includes 7 different countries: South Africa, Mozambique, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Eswatini, and Namibia.
The Trudeau Liberals got it right on the border. What comes next as we deal with this new variant? Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. Warren Kinsella, fellow columnist, joining me now. Warren, you and I, normally not people that go around praising Justin Trudeau and his government, but last Friday, we both think they got it right. So that's kudos for at least putting in some border restrictions. What do they have to do now?
Yeah, I think a lot of our readers got it, the smelling salts. Brian and Warren are saying nice things, but we were saying nice things just on one day about one event, which was the speedy action of the Minister of Health, Minister Duclos, and announcing the imposition of border controls with those 7 African nations. That's good. That's just one day. The one thing we've all learned over the past 20 or so months is the virus does not take a break. The virus keeps going. So, the Trudeau government needs to do better and be much more effective. You and I have talked over the weekend about ways in which they can do that. And as one of my readers reminded me when I said that I was saying nice things about Trudeau, he said, Warren, the bar is pretty low, so it's easy for them to look good. So I would like, as a citizen, not as a supporter of their government, because I don't, I'd like to see them continue to do well, because all of us need that.
Yeah, look, some people don't like the idea that we're bringing back in any travel restriction. No, we don't need to go that route. My view is I'd rather lock people out of Canada than lock us down. That is my ultimate goal. We can't go back into lockdown where we're being told to stay home. So even if this just buys us a little bit of time to find out, is this virus more virulent? Is it more deadly? Is it just more transmissible? But the symptoms are a lot milder. We're getting mixed messages right now. So my view is pause some travel, put in some more testing. But, the idea that we just leave the borders wide open and then potentially have to shut us down. No, that's a non-starter for me. And I think for most Canadians.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And, there has been a lot of upset and a lot of anger in those 7 African nations, because they had so much experience with HIV. They actually have an exemplary system for doing genome tracking. We knew about this thing, we knew about this new variant within a day, because that part of Africa has got that capability. Now they're saying, well, look, here we are, we helped you guys out, we let you know about this new variant, and now you're penalizing it. I understand that, but I also support what you're saying. It's like, guys, it's nothing personal. We need to shut down the borders, if nothing else, to give ourselves just a few extra days to get ready in the way that the Chief Medical Officer of Health of Ontario said this morning.
Yeah, Dr. Kieran Moore, Ontario's top doctor, was asked about, do we want further restrictions? And he remains of the view that unless something drastically changes, such as our hospital capacity being threatened, that he does not want to go backwards. But he is calling for increased testing. Right now, there is randomized testing for international travelers arriving into Canada. And that's how the 2 people that were first reported in Ottawa were discovered. They landed in Montreal. They did their test there. The Public Health Agency of Canada alerted both the province and the Ottawa Public Health Unit, hey, you've got 2 people, here's their details. And they went on from there. That's something Moore wants expanded, either test everybody arriving or increase the randomized testing.
And then one thing we need to learn from experience, right? That's, I'm the son of a doctor. The one thing my dad used to say, viruses are way smarter than people. They move faster. They don't respect borders. You need to learn from your experience with them. And the experience we had with the Trudeau government back in 2020 was, they were saying, don't wear masks. They were saying that the risk was very low. They were suggesting that shutting down the border to a country where there's been an outbreak was racist.
Oh, in the beginnings, there was discussion of whether or not we should entirely close our borders to China the way the United States did. We did not, and we were able to manage it in a way that allowed for control and a non-spread of the virus that gives us confidence that our public health officials are giving us the right recommendations for Canada.
Those were terrible mistakes. Those were mistakes that possibly cost Canadian lives. We need the Trudeau government to show clearly, as Doug Ford and as Aaron O'Toole were demanding on Friday morning, we need them to show that they've learned from those mistakes, they've learned from experience, and that they're going to have a better plan in place for dealing with this scary new variant.
Well, you said a plan. Now, I've been looking for a while now at what the UK does. And on Friday, the Trudeau guys, they acted fast, but they were scrambling. It was an 11 a.m. news conference. Then it was delayed to 1. Then it was almost 2. By late Friday night, they still hadn't put out a news release or a backgrounder detailing what was actually happening because they were making it up on the fly. The UK has a protocol called the Red List. And if you're a country where there's a new variant of concern comes out, or suddenly you've got, incredibly high community transmission, you're put on the Red List. And as soon as that country's name goes on the Red List, all these protocols go in place. And, they can range from how you get to enter the UK or whether you can enter the UK. But there isn't this scramble of politicians and bureaucrats saying, okay, well, do we put in this rule or that rule? No, they're in place. I think we need to follow that sort of thing. This won't be the last variant. This pandemic isn't over. Actually, as you say, learn from the past and learn from our allies.
And have a plan, work according to the plan. Don't plan to work, as we like to say. The Trudeau guys need to show, one of the reasons why they lost, I think, their shot at a majority is they called an election that was unnecessary. That was a big part of it. But they called an election that was unnecessary during a pandemic. And people were still preoccupied with it. They were still concerned about it. What's going to happen to my kids? What's going to happen to my grandmother? People were worried still. The Trudeau guys need to show that they're paying attention to this file and that they have, as you say, a plan, whether it's like the Brits or the Japanese who shut down their borders, or the Israelis who shut down all of their borders to all traffic over the weekend. But we need to have our government demonstrate competence and ability to learn from their mistakes, because they made mistakes in the past.
All right, so they had one good day. Will they have more? We have to hope so, as Warren said. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Share this on social media, and of course, subscribe to our channel.